Hi students, welcome to our class. I'm sorry that I can't be here for Thursday, so I'm making this little video for you. And so I will talk about market research today, but first I want to review our class today and information in the modules. That's where you'll find all the weekly information. So it's week 6, October 26th to October 29th. We had our Zoom class today. I always put our Zoom class notes in the week. And also we talked about marketing materials today. So the important information about marketing materials is that we talked about the fact that you need a business name, a logo, and a tagline. A logo is an image or a picture of your business. Sometimes it's not actually an image or a picture. It might just be the font or the lettering. For example, Google just uses their name as their logo. So it's important to think about what kind of image is going to represent your business. The other is the tagline, which is a slogan or phrase. So this slogan or phrase, known as tagline, gives a little more information about your business. It's kind of something catchy that will grab the attention of your potential customers. Example, McDonald's. We all know that logo. It's an M, golden M. And the tagline for McDonald's is, "I'm loving it." It's not long, but it's easy to remember, and that's the important thing with logos and taglines. They need to be simple, clear, descriptive, easy to remember, and catchy as far as the taglines go, something that is going to catch our attention and stick with us. So that's important to know about logos, taglines, and business names. Your business name also needs to be something easy to remember that is kind of giving the core heart of your business, the purpose of your business. And we already reviewed that today, but you can look at that assignment. You're going to need to answer some questions in a text box about your business and start thinking about your name, your logo, and your tagline. Okay, moving on to market research. I'm just going to jump right in. Market research is the most important thing. You cannot start a business, or I don't recommend starting a business without researching the market. So you need to find out two things. Who are your customers and who is your competition? By finding out who your customers are and what they need, you find out if you should start your business, if it's a good idea to start your business. If you find out you don't have any customers and there is no need, you probably don't want to start the business. Competitors are important because you need to find out, are there other companies or organizations doing the same thing that I'm doing? Or are there no companies or organizations doing what I want to do? Because if the market is very saturated with too many, say, coffee shops, you probably don't want to start a coffee shop in your neighborhood. On the other hand, if there is no coffee shop in your neighborhood, it might be a good idea. So these are things you need to research about the market before you start. Before you can open your doors for business, you need to find your customers. Are they out there? How many are there? And how much do they spend on products or services similar to your own? How do you find them? How do you convince them they should buy your product or service instead of going to one of your competitors? Finding the answer to these questions requires doing market research. It is important to note that what other similar products or services, known as the competition, are offered in your area. If you know what is needed and what is not, you will know how your business fits within the community. You can decide what prices to charge and how to market your services. So what you're really doing is finding out if there is a need. Market research has to do with identifying a problem. There isn't a coffee shop in my neighborhood. and creating the solution. I will start a coffee shop. You're looking for the need of the community. Talking with other business people, friends and competitors, customers and potential customers, and others in your industry will give you valuable information and ideas to help your business succeed. There are 3 kinds of market research that we do. One is a survey of your competition. Now you might think, how do I survey my competition? They have top secret information they don't want me to know, and that is why they're my competition. You would be surprised. There are 3 ways that I recommend doing this. One is to set up an appointment and interview a competitor with a survey. And you could call up and say, I'm a student at Edmonds College. I'm thinking about opening a bakery. Would you be willing to talk to me for 5 minutes about your business? Or you could send them the survey. First, ask them by email, I am a student at Edmonds. I'd like to send you a survey. I'm thinking about starting a business in whatever, and I'm wondering if you could answer a few questions for me. So we'll talk more about that. If you feel that you're not getting any response from anybody, another option is to simply research their website online or any information they have online. You can find out so much through website and online material. You may not even need to do a survey. So I will give you guys the surveys next week so that you'll see the questions. But I just want to tell you the first thing you're going to do in step 1 is identify your competition. Step 2, interview your competition. So we'll talk about those questions next week. How do you interview your competition? What are the questions you're going to ask? All of this information is extremely important market research because you want to find out what your competitors are charging for their products or service, how are they displaying their products or service, what kind of website do they have, how are they attracting customers, what kind of promotions do they offer, what kind of coupons. All of this is very important to know about your competitors because it helps you decide how you are going to make your business better, or offer something that's missing that somebody is not doing. You don't want to have the same coffee shop as Starbucks. You're going to be unique. Something's going to be unique and special about your coffee shop that's different from Starbucks. Okay? Next, you're going to identify your target market. We're going to think about a snapshot of your typical customer. So if you have a coffee shop, who is drinking your coffee? Is it what are the ages of these people drinking your coffee? Obviously, they're not going to be children. Children is not part of your target market. So you need to research. Okay. Your customers are the people who buy your product or service. Your market, message, materials, strategies, and plan depend on how well you understand your customer. Think about how to describe your typical customer as specifically as you can. Here's an example. Most of the customers for Sylvia's Soap Shop are moderate to high-income women who work. They are homeowners, drive fuel-efficient or expensive cars, and take nice vacations. They like to pamper themselves, give soap as gifts, or have skin conditions that require high-quality natural ingredients. They shop at boutiques, community events, and online. Their age range is 25 to 75 years old. That's very specific. This person has researched the potential customer and knows what their customer likes, what kind of lifestyle they have, how old they are. So now all the marketing material can be targeted towards that potential customer. So just as an activity, you're going to think about your business. So let's take daycare center, for example, and you can just go down and circle or write down the things that might apply to your potential customer. Okay. So for example, my potential customer probably works. That's why they need a daycare service. Probably my potential customer is female with children, I'm guessing. There may be male with children, but from my research with daycare centers in my class, most of them were moms with kids who would drop off their children at the daycare centers. So you're going to research this. Probably your customers are not elderly, probably not teenagers, most likely adults. They most likely have their own car. They could be single parent. They do have 2 or more children. They might speak English as a second language. This income level depends on what services you're offering. If you're offering a high-end daycare with 3 meals a day and very expensive activities, you might think that you are targeting the wealthy as your customers, or maybe you're just trying to help the person who has to work and doesn't have a lot of money but needs somewhere to place their kids during the day. That could be low to moderate income. So really think about who are you offering this service to? So you can go through the list and just circle and think about your potential customer. What's their age range, education level, hobbies, location, and any other. After that, you're going to interview. You're going to first create maybe a paragraph of your potential customer, much like the paragraph up here about Sylvia's Soap Shop. And then you're going to find somebody, maybe a friend who has kids that needs daycare service, to interview. And I will provide the interview sheets and information for your potential customers or your target market. And you can interview just 1 or 2 or 3 people and write down their answers to the survey. I'll talk more about that next week. Then step 5 would be to probably not go to the library, but Google your type of business to find out who your competitors are. So there's a lot. This is market research that you do by going to different sites and finding out information. So I could, for example, put in the search engine daycares and a zip code in Seattle. And if I go there, I will see all kinds of daycares and a map of where those daycares are located. So we can see that there's a lot of different daycares in that zip code. And you could even click on one of those to find out more about that particular daycare and what they're offering. So I can go to the website and see what's being offered at that daycare center. There's even a video. This is a way to do market research. You're going to look at their websites and find out what they're offering and what are you going to offer that's even better. And they have a pretty nice logo, business name, and tagline. Tagline, not so nice, but this is kind of the idea. You're going to have this on all your products and services. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Oops. All right. The other thing we're going to do is look at some government information, and we'll do that next week. It gives information about how many people in your neighborhood are have jobs, how many people have kids. So we'll look into that information that's available for anybody. It's called the census. So that's some of what we're going to do next week. And I look forward to studying more about market research with you next week. And you can review this in this market research page in your Module 6, Week 6. Okay, thank you. And we'll see you on November 3rd, Tuesday, November 3rd. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.